Hi guys.
All right.
Today is Friday, October 14th, and I have a very special guest on the channel today. His name is Colin O'Brien, and he reached out to me. Hi Colin.
How are you?
How are you? Thank you so much for coming on to my channel, being brave enough to do this with me. This is a
It's my
very,
pleasure.
Thank you. This is a very important conversation we're about to have, me and you. And how we found each other, me and Colin, was through a comment that he posted to my Telegram channel that I'm going to read out loud right now. Okay, so this is talking about after Kabbalah Guru and I did an episode about this. You said to me, I'm so happy to hear him address Jason. Jason is one of the most arrogant people in the community, and he thinks he knows all. He will never admit that he could be wrong, and he will only tout his BS even more if you try to have a decent conversation with him, and it's totally not worth it. And just the candidness of that comment showed me that you get it. Like his personality
Yeah.
and the fact that he has so many followers, it almost frightens me. So I just want you to say your opinion on it. I want to play the clip from Boston on the Truth Tour that really got me disturbed, and I just want to have a conversation with you about it so we could spread. Um, what are we trying to spread here, Colin?
Well, I think people need to understand that what was said is not okay. Um, him more or less touting, which is the word I used in the comment, these quote unquote pieces of information that he's unsurfaced in his research, and basically displaying them as fact and nothing, nothing more than fact, right?
Right.
No possibility of being incorrect, right? That's kind of his personality. So people just need to understand that it's not okay. The Jews have been pushed around for so long. I'm not a Jew, okay, but I was raised a Christian. The Christianity religion didn't vibe with me. It didn't resonate with it. But when I hear something said like what was said and what continues to be said along this tour, I guess, of truth, right? When it's supposed to be a truth tour, I mean, and you got a guy that's saying these kinds of things, you have to put him in check, right? So that's more or less what I'm trying to do. Um, but yeah, there needs to be, um, an element of questioning this in some shape or form. And I guess more or less what we're trying to do today is spark that. So,
I really appreciate you, and it's especially comforting, Colin, that it's coming from a non-Jew because Guru and I did address this, but we're two Jews talking about it. But to have
yeah,
somebody come forward like a true friend, like when you're getting bullied on the playground and then you have like someone step forward that has your back, that's the feeling that you give me. And
yeah,
I'm grateful that you're willing to come out, and it's a very brave because um, he has a very staunch following that protect him. And
yeah,
like you said, this is my psychoanalysis of it. People are so hungry for certainty these days, Colin, that the way he speaks with such certainty, I read it, I have the proof, it's in a book. The way he speaks with
yeah,
that certainty, it settles people's uncertainty. So anything he says, even if 90% of the other things he's saying is true, this 10% that he mixes in talking against all Jews and all of Judaism
right.
is awful. It's terrible, and I'm so happy you're calling it out. And what we've come to realize about textbooks and about the written word is that most of it has been manipulated and a lie. The textbooks are
Oh
really
yeah,
they're not reliable. And I wanted to just bring out the point that Steven Spielberg, right? We don't know he went to Epstein Island. We don't know why. I don't know. I haven't figured out why he recorded hundreds and thousands of hours of Holocaust eyewitness testimony from survivors, but he did. And he organized it and he put it in a Holocaust museum, and we have preserved testimony from survivors, eyewitnesses of the Nazi atrocities. I come from survivors. Both my grandparents lost their entire families, their entire villages. And they told me the stories growing up, like detailed stories. My grandfather had to shovel dead bodies. They lost a baby. Their baby was shot in the head. I mean, really brutality. So for Jason Q to take this risk of saying, I read it in a book, the Holocaust never happened, whatever he's saying, really takes a chance. He's taking a chance in desecrating millions of dead people. He's pissing off
Wow.
millions of dead people in taking this chance and making these allegations that the Holocaust wasn't as bad as they say it was. None of us knows the truth. It's open season on the truth. Even
Right.
if some of what he's saying is true, he's taking a tremendous risk in diminishing the suffering of millions of people. And that's what I want to say. Are you ready to watch this clip?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let's do it. I just have to figure this out. I'm not so tech savvy. Okay, we're going to share the screen. I'm going to go, I saved it on my WhatsApp. Hit control. Oh, I think I have to hit share. Okay.
In specific spots because they wanted them to know that screw the Federal Reserve and those guys to know, yeah, screw the Ashkenazi and the Khazarian Jews too. Because they're the ones that actually created this whole Saint Simon in the first place. In Johnny Cerrucci's book, Eaters of Children, once again, I didn't name the book, so just terrible, but it's very, very, very telling. We learned that what they do with these victims, and what they do is during Passover, they actually crucify these children upside down and bloodlet them. That's the whole kosher. They cut the throat and they just watch it bleed out. But then they cut the feet off. Now, I never thought about, why would they do this to the feet? But when you look at a birth certificate, what do they have on a birth certificate? They have a child's footprint. It's the only time you'll ever see a footprint on any kind of document. Why? This gets ugly. So when people say, well, why are you so hard on the Jews? With the Jews, it's like, well, because they lied about everything. It's safe, but it's a religion that is full of lies. That's why when President Trump always says bullshit, there's a reason why he says that term. It's BS. It's the Babylon system. It's all about the Babylonian secret Satanism and Judaism. They go one in one, hand in hand. Because now when they said Israel's last,
I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Can you hear me, Colin?
they
Yeah.
said,
Can you hear me?
look under
Yeah.
Godwin's law.
Okay.
It's
I just
the
want to
amount
go
of
to the very end where he gives his excuse for not coming to Brooklyn.
created by the EU. Well, the EU was formed because of that. You have the League of Nations, which is the UN. Then you have the Vatican, and then you have all these corporations, these corporatocracies in Europe, like Dyson Krupp, Volkswagen. They all came together. Zyklon B, Bayer, they're all in on it. They created all this just to have a huge workforce, just to claim that they're victims. This whole victimhood's got to stop. We're not victims. Fuck, we're survivors. Shit, you ain't gonna kill us. There's no way. Because as long as we stay together, nothing's gonna stop us. There's only so many people out there. So and I also want to extend a very apologize. Sorry for missing this the last couple of them. In Brooklyn, because I'm in Brooklyn. I'm telling you that much right now. And I would have definitely given this speech too. But hey,
All right.
Okay. It was kind of hard to hear what he said there at the end. Did he say if he had gone to Brooklyn, he would have said that too? Is that the same speech? Okay.
I mean, he said I missed a few of the earlier truth tours. He was only able to join up now, but he only addressed not going to Brooklyn. And to me, that's very telling because he
Yeah.
understood he was gonna. You can't go into Brooklyn and deny the Holocaust. That's not cool. It's not gonna fly. He said I would have gotten egged. It would have been much worse than getting egged because
Yeah.
he understands what he's doing. That shows me psychologically he understands what he's doing here.
Yes, he does. Yeah, it's amazing. He's there talking about unity as he's completely separating, the people from a major religion from the entire movement, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Um, it's
It's
just
like, to
amazing.
me, it's like Biden calling for unity after stealing an election. It's
Yeah, of
like
course,
a false type of unity, a
of
spiritual
course.
bypass. This is why I'm doing this with you, Colin, because we must speak truth louder than louder than they speak propaganda. Not louder,
Yeah,
maybe, but I feel like all that it's upon me. I don't want to make this a big deal. I don't want it to consume the rest of my life, but I feel it can't just pass. It can't just get a
yeah,
pass.
yeah, I agree. That's why I agreed to talk to you about it. I mean, it's it hit me pretty hard too, and I hope that it did the same to others that maybe just aren't wanting to come forward. But honestly, I'm a outspoken person, and if I hear something like that, I'm gonna say something about it. So that's why I made the comment when I did in your channel. Um, it's just wrong, I mean, you're
It
gonna
hurts
go
me,
against a
Colin.
bunch of stuff that well, can I just let me say this?
Sure.
To go and present this on a tour, right? On a tour of truth, to go and present these things. I don't think any of it's been vetted. I think it's mostly his opinion. What he's doing here is blaming Ashkenazi Jews for satanic activity when practicing Ashkenazi Jews, okay, maybe there are a few that are satanic, but the bulk majority of them are good people, right? I've got some cousins that are Jews and they're Ashkenazi Jews. They're not, they would never be involved in some, sacrificial activity like that. I mean, what he explained there was satanic activity, right? Worship of Baal, you know, what might come from the Talmud. Maybe not, I don't know if that's accurate, but I think I've heard some things about maybe the Talmud being a book that some of the satanic folks use. Is that correct?
Um, I think that the Talmud may have had some infiltration. I think overall it is
Sure. There you go.
part of the tradition, but I think it might have been tampered with. I'm not even sure about that anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I think, I mean, what hasn't been infiltrated, right? I
Right.
mean, it's just crazy. A lot of, and what I said to you the other day about the reason that they went after the Jews is because I think the Jewish religion and the Jewish people are closest to what, you know, the satanic cabal wants to destroy, because I think they're probably the original people. And I think most of the other religions were created as a result. Like Judaism was around rather long before Christianity. I think a lot of these other religions were created to destroy and divide. If you look at our DNA, you'll find the amino acids, like in that video, the Yod He Vahe, you'll find Yahweh written into the DNA code, and that's the Jewish God, right, of the Old Testament, the Torah. So, yeah, I mean, I just think that he's actually he's kind of siding with the satanic cabal in wanting to not create a distinction between what's good and what's bad, and actually claim that the people that are good are bad here in this case. And are so alongside the cabal. So, yeah, it's just wrong. I mean, we could probably talk about the implications of speech like that all day. If something like that were to become the truth, it's just another smear on the Jewish people, which is the last thing we need, right? Um, I feel like Jason Q is creating more division. There's been a number of times where people have said to him, and I think I said this to you the other day, like he believes what he digs up is truth 100%, right? Even when people that are in the know, like 107 as an example, who I firmly believe is the spokesperson for the white hats and the good guys. um he even told Jason Q that flat earth was a DARPA psyop. And even after that, he's like, well, we've got all this proof, we dug up all this stuff. I'm like, dude, they created that stuff as part of the psyop and you dug it up and you're spouting about it, right? So like, what do you
Exactly.
not get about that? Like, of course, maybe somebody decided to write a book about what they felt the Holocaust was about, right? Maybe they wanted to create literature that was telling another story about what happened in the Holocaust, right? And he's presenting that because he believes it to be true as truth, and he's telling people there's no other way, and that's just wrong. You know, he like Lewis Herms even said in a video that he needs to vet his information. It has to be vetted before it can be presented. Has to be, right? I mean, I feel like that's not being done, and it's doing a disservice to the community.
1,000%. Wow, you
Yeah.
just say everything that's in my heart so beautifully.
I'm happy to.
I'm so
Yeah.
grateful for you. I'm so grateful for you. Um, what's hurtful about this truth tour is that they have so many people that I love. They have Michael from Our Everyday Lives. They have
Yeah.
Janine is joining up with them, Tarot by Janine. And
Yeah.
it's just it hurts me. It hurts me that these people that I love and adore and listen to and follow are silent about this. When
Yeah.
it's
I think,
pretty obvious that it's bad. It's pretty bad, no?
yeah. Yeah. I think probably a lot of those folks that are influencers are quiet because they don't want to maybe stir the pot and create problems, which I think is the wrong approach to take. I think if you're an influencer, you need to speak your mind about anything you feel, right? Like, I just don't buy it that what this guy has been pushing hasn't stirred the pot in more people, including these influencers, right?
Right.
So I feel like there's just a massive disservice being done, and people are holding back. I mean, I can't be the only one, right? No way.
I hope not.
No, there's no way. There's no way. But somebody's got to say something about this. I mean, because yeah, you're right. I'm not a Jew. I wasn't raised a Jew, but I will stand up for the Jews here because what he's saying is just outrageous. And I mean, to say that this is what really got me, okay? When he said that your grandparents, to your face on Rise, were paid off by the Bank of International Settlements to lie and say they were tormented in a concentration camp. Okay, anybody that was tormented in a concentration camp, which I believe was way worse than they actually said, isn't going to take a paycheck to tell a lie. There's no way. There's nothing that could make up for the damage done. There's no amount of money, right, that could make up for the torment that people had to
They
live
lost
through.
they lost their
Yeah,
entire families.
exactly. Yeah,
They didn't know that there was going to be restitution down the road at the time. They were just surviving, busy trying to not be executed by the Nazis. And it's just
right.
it's mortally insulting to me
Now
and to
there's,
my
yeah,
family.
exactly. Now there's no doubt, right, that there may have been some people that took a paycheck, right, to do certain things. That happens everywhere in society, to spin things, right? We see it all day on the fake news.
Right.
Okay. People taking a paycheck to spout propaganda. So, what's to say that this information that was uncovered wasn't created specifically for division, to create division? It's propaganda. Okay. We know that something awful happened. Okay. And I will take firsthand testimony over anybody's book that was written by somebody that wasn't there Okay.
Yes, 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 yes.
That is what you need to believe are the people that were there, not somebody that has an opinion about it.
You know, when you say that, it reminds me of Dolores Cannon. I don't know if you've read any of her
I
books.
I love Dolores Cannon.
So when she brings people's life stories forward of who lived in the time of Jesus, I believe that life story of Jesus
Yes.
than anything written down in any book.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I have my theories about why I don't resonate with Christianity. I think that the Catholic religion and Christianity is consumed by Satanism. A lot of the practices involved are directly cannibalism, right? Or the whole religion's based off a sacrifice of a guy to save us for our sins. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not a sinner, okay? We're not all sinners. That's not, I mean, I personally believe that's a bunch of crap, okay? So, like, you're going to tell me that I have to eat this guy and drink his blood to be saved for my sins? Get out of here. Like, it's just, it's consumed with, and you know what? It was created out of Judaism. They hijacked the Old Testament, right? They hijacked the Old Testament to write the new one. And they totally destroyed some Jewish guy's life, Jesus, okay? They destroyed his life. That's what I believe. And they made him into some kind of demigod or the son of God. And I don't think that's what he wanted, to be honest with you. And you know what? Some of the people that are contactees, like Alex Collier is an example, he'll tell you that the Andromedans have told him that Jesus was a composite character. He was created in a story. He existed, but he was a creation in a story, and the Cabal created Christianity to divide people. And that's what the A's believe. So, I mean, I personally resonate highly with Alex and some of the other folks that are contactees and what they've said. Um,
Me
and it
too.
just goes along with my line of thinking. So, and what I resonate with. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of truth that has to be revealed still. And the folks that are out there peddling crap and divisive stances on topics and whatnot, they need to just shut their mouths and get a grip. They need to get a grip.
I just want to say, stand up for Christian people. I agree with everything that you said, but I just want to make the distinction that Christian people are wonderful people. It's a wonderful,
Yes,
same thing with what we're saying now.
I agree.
I want to be clear where Jason is not clear. Like
Of course.
I'm not trying to, me and you are not trying to malign in the individuals. We're just trying to
No way. Yeah,
explore ideas of truth.
that's right.
And the same way I wish he would say, these people that infiltrated Judaism is not representative of the whole group of Jewish people. I wish
Not
he
even
would just,
close.
right, not even close. And I wish he would just, start the speech with that, but he doesn't. He goes fully the opposite with what.
You want to know why I think he does this? And I think it's very basic too. I think he's taking the Nazi part of Ashkenazi
Right.
and saying, "Oh, they're Nazis because that." No, what happened was the Nazis hijacked that part of the Ashkenazi name
Ah,
and used it. That's what
ah,
happened.
that flips it upside down. I never thought
Yeah,
of
that
it.
goes the other way. It's not. It's they wanted to be quote unquote Jews, right? That's the religion they picked when they were told they had to pick a religion.
Right.
They hijacked Judaism through and through,
Through and
and
through.
they completely, yeah, they completely destroyed the religion in the eyes of many people. And what this fella's doing is making it worse. And you know what? I have a lot of issues with a lot of the stuff that he says. I don't want to just sit here and bash him all day, but he's not doing a good thing for the community. Really, he's not. What he's saying needs to be vetted before he goes and spouts it off. I mean, of course, there's going to be some truth in some of what he says. Excuse me, but some of the extreme stances that are taken, they're just crazy.
I
And
know.
I'm saying that as somebody that's been in in this community and been awake for years, right? And I know that there are things out there that will make me feel mind blown when I learn the truth, right? But
Right.
I've also learned to align what I believe with what I feel and what I know, right? That fifth dimensional feeling,
Yes.
the higher density feeling of belief, which is knowing, right? And we all know that knowing is higher in vibration than belief. Belief is what we fight wars over, knowing comes from here. So yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, and it doesn't resonate.
I appreciate you so much. I appreciate your soul.
Yeah, 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 no problem. I bet I'm happy to be talking to you about it today. So
And you made me, thank you, Colin. I am so
yep,
happy to be talking to you. You made me remember in the beginning, I went to the Brooklyn Truth Tour before all this came to light, before I realized that they were going to also be headlining Jason. And Louis Herms did get up and he said, I wanted to post something to my Telegram about an antidote that was being shipped to different hospitals for the thing in the arm. He goes, but I didn't vet it enough, so I didn't share it.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like, and you're letting this guy say Hitler was a good guy?
yeah,
How much vetting did he do for that?
yeah. I find it strange. Yeah, I think it makes Lewis look, not so good, even though I like Lewis Herms. A lot, you know what? A lot of these truthers that are in our community are great.
Yeah,
They really are. There are a few bad apples, though. There are a
right,
few patriots, like patriots, you
right.
know? And I mean, until this whole thing's said and done, we're never going to really know a lot of some of the things that are yet to come out, right? And we're also not going to know the absolute truth about certain things until it's all said and done. But I'll tell you what we do know. We do know what resonates as a lie.
Yeah.
So,
And we do
and it
know,
doesn't take
and
much,
we do know what causes more division. We do know the tactics of the cabal coming through
right?
the truthers, masking itself inside our community, and
That's
if
right.
it's got to be at least spoken about. I always say that our job is to speak truth, and then heaven will match it with justice. So
Yeah,
all we
I
can do
like
is,
that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's from the Psalms. It's King David, and I feel this is all we can do, even if our voices don't reach that far and wide. Heaven heard us talking today.
yeah, that's right. That's right. And you know what? The people that need to hear these messages will hear these messages. That's the key, right? A lot of people are in it for clicks and dollars and whatever. That's not the right reason. The people that are meant to hear certain messages will hear them.
God
And
bless.
that's what matters, and you have to say what you have to say for those people.
Yeah, I hope
And
this travels to the ears that need to hear it. I hope it penetrates the
exactly.
hearts. I hope it brings more unity instead of more division. I hope it awakens us to a further higher level of truth. I feel like the only real truth is the God's honest truth, and I hope that we're coming into a time soon where God
Yep.
will reveal himself in such a way, Colin, that it will be undeniable. Each one of our souls will
Yeah,
immediately understand the truth, and we will just,
absolutely.
we'll just love each other. It'll only be love.
Yeah, we're getting there, I think between, well, I shouldn't say between, but I'll say within the next probably decade, everything will be completely ironed out and we'll really have an idea. I think
Amen.
honestly, I think we're very close though to certain things changing. I think I think we're going to see some major things happen here at the end of the month and into November. Um, that big shutdown with some arrests. I mean, you can see they're teeing up the arrest of Trump. Look what's
Right,
happening. They
right,
just
right.
subpoena that fake committee that doesn't allow for a balanced discourse, suddenly just subpoenas Trump. You can totally tell it's a show,
Kabuki theater. Mel Carmine
It's
always says that.
yeah,
Kabuki
yeah,
theater. Yeah.
yeah. The Ripple SEC case that ended a year ago in October. That's right. Yeah, that's
You
yeah,
get
that's the
you
other thing
get
too.
yourself some you got yourself some XLM, some XRP?
Oh, I got tons. I'm all loaded up. Yeah.
Colin,
I
we will
also,
celebrate together one day, man. We will
yeah,
get together and
absolutely.
celebrate. Yeah.
There's another one that's actually been running really, really nicely. It's called Sologenic. Um, QSI and Whiplash talked about it like back in the day, maybe a little over a year ago. It's the Sologenic Dex. That asset's been running pretty well. Like it's been, I think it's up like 200% in the last week, and it's going to go on another run here.
All right, I'm gonna get me
I
some.
just FOMOed in. Yeah, get some. Yeah, if you just download the Sologenic Dex on the
How do
app,
you
if you have an
spell
app.
that? Can you spell that for me?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's Sologenic.
Okay.
The Sologenic Dex. It's just the S Dex. You can get it on App Store, and then so in
Okay.
order to fund that account, so it's a wallet and a Dex. So you have to fund the account with XRP. So just send it from Lobster or whatever you use, and then you can trade your XRP for Solo. They're saying it's going to run again, pretty high, maybe another 200% sometime in the next week. There's this guy on Twitter I follow, institutional investor, BlackRock BlackRock whale, and everything he said about it has happened. So I just continue to follow what he's saying about that one. And the
You know
fact
what?
that QSI and Whiplash talked about it too. So like it lines up there, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense that you have an understanding of the new quantum financial system because I always
Mhm.
feel God chose his future humanitarians, the
Yeah.
future builders of
Yeah.
our new world, and I'm not surprised at all that it's you.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, It's going to be a
Me
good
too.
opportunity. It's
Yeah.
going to be a great opportunity. And some of those deals like I don't know, have you bought any of the like the Colossal token, or what's the other one that QSI was and Whiplash were pushing it? There's like a USDC reward that goes along with it. You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
I
Well,
did a lot of
there,
the Elon Stellar stuff recently. The
yeah, same. Yeah, yeah, it's a good one.
yeah.
But yeah, there's like a reward system, and the Colossal token has like a real estate reward payout.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. I did that.
like a lot of people don't believe those things, but I do. Like I've actually done some research on those things and looked back at certain things that have been said over on like Twitter by Musk and Trump and whatnot. If you find like it's a puzzle, you can put it together, you'll find it. But there's a lot of people that are going to miss out on that aren't doing their research. But also like beyond the research part, it resonates with me. So like it's almost in a way I've tuned myself and I know enough about myself to where I don't even necessarily have to do the research now because I just feel it here if it's something that's real, That's that fifth dimensional consciousness coming in through these gamma rays that are, beaming in through the sun and the central sun in the galaxy, you know. So things are definitely ramping up pretty good.
I'm just so touched and impressed by you. Like truly, you're so well-rounded. You have an expertise in so many different areas and you tie it all together so beautifully and you follow the inner compass of your own soul. I mean, that's where we're all
Yes.
trying to get to. We're all trying to get to that
Yep.
individualized relationship with our creator, where our spirit guides are guiding us and we're checked in, we're aligned, we're doing good in the world, we're spreading love.
Yep. One of the things, if maybe on a different show or something, we could talk about this, but I want to mention some things about what's happening as a result of the rising energy, some of the individual abilities that we're going to be able to use. And there's something that's activated in me that I want to teach people about. And it has to do with energetic healing through your hands
Let's
and
do it.
energy that you
Teach
can
me.
take this pranic energy coming through, using pranic breathing and just through your hand, right? And you'll feel like a lot of tingles through your fingertips and in the center of your palm. Yeah, you have to just imagine the energy flow through, and then once you practice this enough, you can control its input and its output. I've actually cured myself of many headaches because of being able to do this. And you can do it with either drawing the energy out or pushing it in, and you have to imagine the energy rearranging the vibration in the certain areas of your mind, because that's all disease is a misbalance of energy, right? So when you rebalance the energy to vibrate at the same level as your heart, that's where you have ultimate healing and homeostasis.
Right.
So you have to, I guess, just kind of practice pushing the energy through, but you'll be able to feel it, you know? I mean, I'm sure your third eye has been buzzing, right? So
Big time.
yeah, exactly. Once that happens, you'll be able to have no problem doing the other energy work. So
Yeah, you're reminding me of Bruce Lipton. He always says I've learned from him that there's actually, Dr. Joe Dispenza, there's a coherence between the electromagnetic field. I think the brain is electric and the heart is magnetic. And if
okay,
when we get them balanced and synchronized, I always think of it as an infinity wave, from the brain to the
yeah,
and back again. And then your body starts operating like, a fine-tuned machine.
yeah,
And we
yeah,
have
I agree.
Yeah, that's beautiful. When are you starting your own YouTube channel so I could follow you?
I should, right?
No, it's not funny. You have to. No, you have so
Yeah,
much to offer. You're a beautiful soul. I
yeah,
feel your resonance through the screen, man. You're
okay.
just, and look at, there's like sunlight all around you, like a halo. Like you just,
Yeah, I needed to feature this shirt too. I got some paint on it, but it's a Ulysses S. Grant quote. Can you read it?
there are but two parties now,
Yeah,
patriots and traitors. I know that
that's
quote
right.
very well.
Yeah,
And he says, I think something about the latter. From here on in, I forgot how it goes, but we're patriots.
yeah,
We're
absolutely. No,
patriots.
I will. I'll probably start something up. I have a channel that I have like for some of my piano music that I play,
Oh,
but
you're a musician too?
yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah, it's called the Elven Realm.
I'll look for you.
Yeah, and you could find some of the piano stuff. But
You'll
I'm
send
gonna
me
make
that
a
link. Send me that link so other people could start following you there, and then you could tell them where to go next. Yeah, we're launching this today.
yeah,
This is
I'll
gonna
do
be,
that. Yeah.
yeah, this is gonna get started.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Um,
start another channel though for like some of the stuff like the truther stuff. I'm gonna start another channel.
oh,
So,
I would love to follow you.
but yeah, I think
Yeah.
we do need more people, I guess, to step up in that regard. So I
Is
guess I can
anyone
make
in
that
your
happen.
family like, are you the only one in your family that's like this?
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think one of my brothers might be too. Um, but he lives in Italy. He's in the Air Force.
Ah,
So I think he's more aligned like I am, but I don't really talk to him enough to know, you
right.
know. So, but yeah, no, it sounds good. Um, I can send you a link for that.
Yeah, I'll share it with everybody in the description box. Is there any final thoughts you want to end off on? Any last message you want to say?
Um, yeah, actually, I wanted to just tell people it's just super important to align your everyday life with what resonates in your heart. As we go further into the fifth dimension and the fourth density of light, which there's a key distinction. It's important to understand that we're going from cause and effect to more of a here and now sort of way of living, where everything is going to be happening more or less at the same time. The idea of time is going to change. It is changing. It's speeding up right now, but it's going to eventually completely fade out. I think third density, which I believe was an experiment, what we're moving out of, I think it's imploding on itself. And it's pushing us into fourth and fifth. So yeah, things are going to change in that regard. And knowing this is going to take a stranglehold over any other type of thought pattern and understanding or overstanding, right? A lot of these words and terms were hijacked by the cabal. The entire English language, I think, is a lot hijacked. And spelling, right, is talking, speaking, writing words, spells, casting spells, right? So just be mindful of what you say. That's kind of circles back to our original message. So
Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for being a true friend to me and to my
yeah, no
community.
problem.
It really touches my heart that you were willing to have this talk with me, and hopefully we'll have more conversations in the future. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'd be good, happy to do that too. So
Thank
yeah.
you.
All
All
right,
right,
thanks, Gila.
for today. Hold on, I want
Yes,
to talk to
indeed.
you after. Don't leave. I'm
Okay.
in the recording.